Yo, what's going on everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you guys a few tips and tricks on how you can win in Quidditch championships. So the first thing you'll want to do is go into your characters and actually level up their skills. Each position is going to have its own skill tree, and as you level these up, the players on each position will become better and better. You're also going to want to change out your broom depending on which position you're in. So for example, because we're using the keeper, we don't really need speed. We need more so like agility and durability. So you want to swap out the broomsticks depending on which position you're in, or even just the preferences you have. Now, you want to do this for each character. For the chaser, you're going to want speed and agility. You can unlock a bunch of different brooms throughout the campaign, and there's also a free broom you can unlock if you have Hogwarts Legacy, and that broom is already really, really good. So between the skill points and the brooms, you're already going to be doing considerably better than you would have been without them. So for each position, just go make sure you have the right brooms on. For example, for the beater, I put on more durability because you know you're going to be getting hit by the other players a lot. But it's really up to you, whatever preferences you want. So after this, we'll get into the game and I'll show you guys the exact method you can follow pretty much every match. Now, this will work in the campaign, and then obviously in multiplayer, it will differ a little bit because you're always going to be playing with different people and the strategies are always going to change because of that. But in the campaign, there is a specific strategy you can follow to win just about every single match. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is just start out by using the Seeker, which is the position which can go out and score the goals. Now, you want to just be as aggressive as you can and try and take the ball immediately from the other players. And then from that point, just use your boost to get across the other side. Now, this part's obviously pretty simple. You're just going to score points this way. But you have to watch out because the other AI can come and steal the ball from you. So occasionally you will either have to make a pass, either shoot the balls faster, or just make sure that you have more boost left over. Now, for the first couple minutes of the match, you do want to stay in this position, being aggressive and trying to steal the ball from the opponents if they steal it. Now, if they don't steal the ball, you're just going to go and score as many points as you can in the first 2 minutes. Now, as soon as the score point is made, you're going to have like a 3 or 4 second break, and the ball will immediately go back into the keeper's hands. Now, what you can actually do is intercept the ball as soon as the keeper throws it, and that's the best way to continuously score points back to back. And their AI really won't do too much to stop you. But if you wait out in the middle for the keeper to throw the ball out, then you have to go out and steal it from them, and it can take longer and make it tougher because you always have to chase them down. Now, the first couple of missions are extremely easy, but you eventually will have to increase the difficulty in order to progress. And once you do that, that's when you're going to have to start to follow this method. Now, I don't ever use the beater class or the goalie or the keeper because with this strategy, you don't really need to. Now, every once in a while or one time per match, you can go back to the keeper and you can put out the boost gates because it does help to score goals, but you can do it without that as well. Now, when you go to score the goal, you want to make sure to sort of bait the keeper. Don't make it really obvious where you're going to throw it and then try to throw it at the last minute. Now, if you have your class leveled up, like I showed you before we started, you can actually charge up the power output of the throw, and that makes it a lot better and a lot more accurate, and it's a lot easier to get through the keeper. See, I don't really wait for the goalie or the keeper to throw the ball back. I just immediately go and take it. And then at about the 5 minute part, that's when the snitch will actually begin to spawn in. So what you'll want to do is immediately switch over to the seeker. Do not let the AI do this part because in the higher difficulty level missions, the AI will not be able to keep up and they'll win the match because of this. Now, as soon as this spawns in, you just want to switch to the seeker. You should have already scored either 2 or 3 goals by this point, so you should have a pretty decent lead. But if you don't catch the seeker, the enemy team will immediately come back and tie it up, and you just end up battling for the entire time, and it makes it actually pretty tough to win these matches sometimes. Now, when you're on this route, you're going to be knocked off sometimes by the AI. They can come up and bump into you, and it can take up to about 2 minutes sometimes to even catch this thing. All I can say is just try to keep your focus on. You don't actually have to hit every single one of the rings. You just have to try to get as close to it as possible. And then you really have to cut the turns early in order to make this better to catch. Now, once you've done this a few times, you probably can get it every single time. It'll be rare that you fail it or that the enemy team beats you. But as you get higher up in the difficulties, the enemies definitely get a lot better at chasing down these snitches. And it becomes very important to make sure you switch over to this position as soon as it's available. Because at any point else in the game, if the snitch isn't available, you cannot switch to this position at all. So it will spawn in about 2 times every match, and you just want to be on the lookout. It'll spawn after the 5 minute mark, and then usually somewhere around like 1.5 minutes remaining, giving you just enough time to catch it if you start to trail behind in points. Now, if you follow this method and you only have to catch the snitch once, and you'll be able to win the game. If the other team ends up catching it the second time or even the first time, you can still win so long as you continue to be aggressive and just steal the ball whenever the enemy has it. You can actually intercept the ball straight out of their hands. It will not always prompt you to do it, but you can just ride up behind them and hit R2, and it will take the ball straight from them or when they're passing. Now, let the rest of the game play out so you can see how I was able to win this match. And I follow this method every single time. I've already got to like the last championship series and the hardest difficulty, and I follow this method every single match in order to win. Now, like I said, guys, multiplayer will be a little bit different, and you're obviously going to have to upgrade. The better upgrades you get in campaign, the better you're going to play in multiplayer. So I may make a separate guide for that. Other than that, though, guys, hopefully this helps you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Gryffindor steal possession. There's the shot, and it soars through the goal. Did anyone see where the snitch went? Gryffindor steal possession. There's a quaffle pass. Gryffindor takes the and it's in. The beater knocked a player down. Ravenclaw takes the shot. The keeper blocks the goal without breaking a sweat. Ravenclaw still possession. Give it your all in this last minute. The seeker is halfway to catch the snitch, and that's the goal.
Beater's target is down for the count. Clap your hands for your amazing commentator, Lee Jordan. And please vote for me as the Daily Prophet's most engaging Quidditch announcer.